Listen, everybody wants the results, but very few are willing to do what it takes every single day. The truth is, it's not the one big push. It's not the rare bursts of motivation. It's not the once innate while effort that changes you. Consistency is the true separator between wishing for change and becoming unstoppable. And that's because consistency removes the illusion of luck, talent, or overnight success and forces you to deal with the truth that progress is always built on repetition. Everybody wishes, everybody hopes, everybody dreams about a better body, a better career, a better relationship, a better life. But the people who remain stuck are the ones who never show up long enough for their wishes to take root in reality. They mistake intensity for progress, thinking that one big burst of motivation or one dramatic decision will suddenly change everything, when in reality it is the slow and steady habit of choosing discipline over distraction that builds the foundation of anything lasting. You can't wish yourself into shape. You can't hope yourself into financial stability. You can't dream your way into confidence, but you can show up every single day and do the work that feels repetitive, that feels ordinary, that feels invisible to everybody else. That's the great secret about consistency. It's quiet, it doesn't announce itself, it doesn't look like a breakthrough when you're in it, but over time it transforms the person who refuses to quit. Think about it. Everybody has felt motivated at some point. Everybody has had a spark of inspiration that made them want to start something new. But very few have the strength to keep going when that spark fades, when the excitement wears off, when the process turns into routine. That's where the separation happens. Motivation is for starters, consistency is for finishers. Motivation gets you to the gym the first week. Consistency keeps you going when no one notices your progress. Motivation makes you study for a day. Consistency makes you pass the exam. Motivation gives you an idea. Consistency builds the business. Consistency is the bridge between wanting something and actually living it, and most people never cross that bridge because they're too impatient to walk it every day. They stop halfway. They look around and say it's not working fast enough. They compare themselves to others, and they turn back. But the ones who keep walking step by step, no matter how long it takes, they're the ones who arrive at a place everyone else calls impossible. Consistency also builds trust with yourself. When you decide to do something and follow through on it daily, even when it's inconvenient, you send a powerful message to your own mind that you can be counted on. That changes the way you see yourself. It's not just about results on the outside, it's about identity on the inside. When you keep your word to yourself, you stop seeing yourself as someone who starts and quits. You stop carrying shame about broken promises, and you begin to carry confidence that if you say you're going to do something, it's as good as done. That inner trust is what makes you unstoppable, because then it doesn't matter how big the challenge is, you know you can rely on your own consistency to push through. And here's something people don't like to hear. Consistency is rarely fun. It's not glamorous. It's not Instagram worthy. It's not going to impress anyone in the moment. It looks like early mornings when you're tired. It looks like showing up when you don't feel like it. It looks like saying no to comfort and yes to discipline over and over again. It's boring until it's not. Because at first, no one claps for you. No one congratulates you for the quiet effort you're putting in. But then one day, the results become so undeniable that people start to ask you how you did it. And the answer is never complicated. You just kept going. You just kept choosing the work. You just kept being consistent when everyone else quit. That's when consistency shows its true power. It makes you look unstoppable, not because you were more talented or more gifted, but because you refused to stop when things got hard. Consistency also compounds. Just like money earns interest and grows over time, your consistent actions build on each other, creating momentum you can't buy or fake. One workout doesn't change your body, but a year of workouts makes you unrecognizable. One day of reading doesn't change your mind, but a year of reading rewires your thinking. One day of saving money doesn't make you financially free, but years of saving and investing open doors you didn't think possible. The compound effect of small, repeated actions is what creates the transformation that people admire from the outside. But here's the catch. You don't get to see the compounding while it's happening. It feels invisible. It feels like nothing is working. And that's why so many people quit right before the breakthrough. They expect immediate results, and when they don't see them, they assume it's pointless. But consistency is patient. Consistency rewards those who are willing to wait, those who are willing to keep stacking the bricks, even when the wall doesn't look like much. And then one day, the wall is towering, and everyone calls you an overnight success, not realizing it was built brick by brick in the dark. Consistency also demands sacrifice. You can't be consistent without giving something up, whether it's comfort, entertainment, excuses, or old habits that kept you weak. And that's where most people hesitate, because they want the transformation without the trade-off. But every consistent person knows you have to let go of temporary pleasures to build permanent strength. You have to say no to the party to build your career. You have to say no to the snooze button to build your discipline. You have to say no to distractions to build your focus. Those sacrifices don't feel good in the moment, but over time, they create a version of you that other people look at and call unstoppable. Consistency is not just about success, it's about resilience. Because life will test you, it will throw setbacks, failures, disappointments, and delays your way. And in those moments, talent won't save you, motivation won't save you, luck won't save you. The only thing that will keep you moving forward is the habit of consistency. The ability to wake up the day after failure and keep going. The ability to keep building even when you lost yesterday. The ability to show up again and again, no matter what the scoreboard says. That's what makes you unstoppable. Not the absence of obstacles, but the refusal to stop in the face of them. And that's why consistency is the true separator between wishing for change and becoming unstoppable. Wishing requires no effort, just imagination. Becoming unstoppable requires effort every single day. Effort that doesn't quit, effort that doesn't excuse, effort that builds momentum until you become the kind of person who can't be ignored. The small, daily disciplines you repeat without excuses are what transform you into a beast, because real transformation is not built in one dramatic moment of effort. It is built in the quiet repetition of habits that most people overlook. Discipline is not about the big things you do once in a while. It's about the small choices you make consistently, the ones that look insignificant to others, but compound over time into massive strength and resilience. When you decide to wake up early instead of hitting snooze, when you decide to stick to your plan instead of breaking it for comfort, when you decide to put in the work even when you don't feel like it, those are the decisions that shape your future. The transformation never comes from the occasional burst of motivation. It comes from the daily decisions that no one else sees, the ones that test whether you're serious about your goals or just talking about them. Every beast is built in the unseen hours. It's the runner training in the dark before sunrise. It's the student studying long after everyone else stopped. It's the entrepreneur making calls when others are relaxing. It's the individual who sticks to their routine even when no applause is coming. Those daily disciplines look ordinary, but they are the building blocks of an extraordinary life. People see the results and call it talent, but they don't see the small disciplines behind it. They see the success and call it luck, but they don't see the years of habits that produced it. The beast is not born in a single moment of glory. The beast is born in repetition, in the discipline of doing what needs to be done whether or not you feel like it. The truth is, excuses are easy. It's easy to say you're tired. It's easy to say you don't have time. It's easy to say you'll start tomorrow. But every time you give in to an excuse, you reinforce weakness. You train your mind to believe that comfort is more important than progress, that feelings are more important than discipline. And slowly, you create a pattern of quitting. But when you stop making excuses and start honoring the small disciplines, you train your mind in the opposite direction. You build strength. You build resilience. You start to understand that feelings are temporary, but discipline lasts. You begin to hardwire into your identity that you are someone who follows through, someone who doesn't negotiate with laziness, someone who chooses action over avoidance. And that identity is what transforms you into a beast. What most people miss is that small disciplines are harder to respect because they don't bring instant results. Drinking water instead of soda doesn't transform your body today. Reading 10 pages doesn't make you a genius today. Saving a small amount of money doesn't make you rich today. But when those small decisions are repeated daily, when they compound, they create a transformation so powerful it feels unstoppable. That's why most people never see the reward of discipline. They quit too soon, they expect big results too quickly, and they underestimate the power of small actions. The beast is the one who understands that today's small discipline is tomorrow's massive advantage. Discipline also builds momentum. The first time you do something difficult, it feels heavy, it feels like pushing a rock uphill. But every time you do it again, it becomes a little easier, a little more automatic, until one day it's no longer a choice, it's simply who you are. You don't have to think about whether or not you're going to show up, because showing up is what you do. That's how beasts are made, not by endless debating with themselves, not by negotiating every decision, but by building a system of disciplines that run automatically. And once that momentum is created, it carries you through challenges, it carries you through fatigue, it carries you through doubt. Discipline turns into strength, strength turns into momentum, and momentum turns into transformation. And here's another truth. Discipline in one area of your life spills over into every other area. If you can discipline yourself to control your mornings, you can discipline yourself to control your finances. If you can discipline yourself to keep your body strong, you can discipline yourself to keep your mind sharp. If you can discipline yourself to follow through at work, you can discipline yourself to follow through in relationships. The small daily disciplines are not just isolated habits, they are training for every other area of your life. That's why disciplined people look unstoppable, because the same character they built in one arena gives them the strength to dominate in others. People often think being a beast means being louder, stronger, more aggressive, but in reality, being a beast is about being relentless with your disciplines. A beast doesn't brag about what they're going to do. A beast quietly does it every day until the results speak for themselves. A beast doesn't need to explain their dedication, their actions prove it. And the foundation of all of it is small disciplines. They are the fuel. They are the backbone. They are the unseen structure that holds up every victory. The reason most people never become beasts is because they chase big changes and ignore small disciplines. They want the six-pack without the daily diet. They want the promotion without the daily grind. They want the confidence without the daily courage. But life doesn't work that way. The beast understands that the small, daily disciplines are the price of transformation, and they are willing to pay that price every single day, whether anyone notices or not. They don't look for shortcuts because they know there aren't any. They don't look for motivation because they know it's unreliable. They just focus on what needs to be done today, and they do it. And then they wake up tomorrow and do it again. The daily disciplines also prepare you for adversity. When life throws obstacles at you, your excuses will not protect you, but your disciplines will. The person who has trained themselves to push through resistance every day is the one who will keep going when life gets hard. The person who has disciplined themselves to ignore excuses is the one who will rise when others fall. That's the power of discipline. It makes you unshakable. It makes you prepared. It makes you unbreakable when pressure comes. And that's what defines a beast. Not that they never face difficulty, but that they are too disciplined to be destroyed by it